Hi, welcome to my new YouTube channel for Bodhi Tree Studio. I'm Liz Chamberlain. Just going to start posting some videos so you can practice at home or when you're traveling. So today I'm going to teach a short version of the Ashtanga Yoga primary series. It comes from this practice manual, David Swenson's Ashtanga Yoga practice manual. I love this book. It has the full primary series, all the postures, as well as modifications for every pose. And it also has these short forms. So I'm going to teach the 15-minute short form of Ashtanga Yoga. So to start, we'll start at the top of our mat in Samastitihi, which is the kind of home base for this practice for the first 15 minutes or so. In the short form, it'll be just the first few minutes. But we'll start with feet together, usually big toes together, heels an inch or two apart. And then let's just stand up nice and tall and begin with that Ujjayi breathing. So breathing in and out through the nose. You might bring your lips together, the tip of your tongue to the space behind your upper teeth, and just let your gaze be steady. Drawing that breath in and out through the nose. Just really listening for that sound, that constriction in the back of the throat, maybe even as you're breathing, that little bit of lifting and toning through the pelvic floor, drawing in below the navel, standing up a little bit taller. So we'll begin with Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B. So as you take your next inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch, gaze to the thumbs. And as you exhale, bow forward over your legs. Let the head come all the way down. Come halfway up as you inhale, look up and lengthen your spine. Step back to high plank or chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Take about 5 full deep breaths. Just taking a steady gaze, listening to the sound of your breath. See if you can feel a sense of lightness in the belly, length in the spine, and heaviness in the head. Take one more exhale. And then step to the hands, come halfway up as you inhale. You can have your knees bent any amount. And then exhale, bow all the way over the legs. See if you can let your head come all the way down. Stand up, reach the arms up, palms touch, gaze to the thumbs as you inhale. And then just bring your arms down back to that home base, Samastitihi, exhale. Let's begin again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step back. Could be high plank or bending for chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full deep breath in downward dog. Taking a steady gaze, and sometimes it's helpful to bend your knees or pedal your feet, just taking this time to really settle in and notice how you feel right now. Heavy head and light lifted belly. Let's take one more exhale. And then bring feet to the hands, come halfway up as you inhale. So lengthening the spine, looking up, and then just coming all the way down, drawing the belly in as you exhale. Stand all the way up, lift the arms and look up, inhale. Back to Samastitihi, exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Just finding each movement that goes with each breath. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step back, maybe plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So as you're breathing in downward facing dog, this is our third and final round of sun salutation A. Really deepening that breath and again sensing breath coming in and out through the nose, pulling from the back of the throat, but really arising from even a deeper space, drawing in below the navel, knitting together the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. Seeing if that engagement through the midline supports a little bit more lengthening through the arms, legs, and spine. Let's take one more exhale here. And then feet to the hands, come halfway up as you inhale, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, bowing all the way down. Standing up, reaching up, looking up, inhale. Back to Samastitihi, exhale. We'll continue with sun salutation B. Takes a little bit more resilience with the breath. So let's bend the knees and lift the arms on the inhale into Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step back and maybe lower into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward on an inhale into warrior one, all the way up. Exhale, hands come down, step to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward as you inhale, rise into warrior one, left side. Exhale, hands down, step back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 full deep breaths. Just dropping into that sound, sensation, movement of the breath. One more exhale. Feet to the hands, come halfway up as you breathe in. Nice, full, spacious breath, lengthening, and then bow all the way down as you breathe out. Bend the knees again into Utkatasana, lift the arms, look up, palms touch. And then back to Samastitihi, exhale. Let's do that one more time. Start with Utkatasana, inhale, bend the knees and reach up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Just find that rhythm of your breath with the movement. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. That's an inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, hands down, step back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, inhale, rise, reach and look up, warrior one. Exhale all the way back down, step and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just enjoying these breaths in downward dog. It's our last really opportunity to hold downward dog and lengthen. Really dropping into that engagement of the low belly, the pelvic floor. Let the head be heavy. Let's take one more full breath and exhale here. Feet to the hands, come halfway up as you breathe in, lengthening, looking up. Bowing all the way down, really enjoy that exhale, folding over the legs. Bend the knees, lift the arms, deep bend in the knees, legs hug together, reach up, look up, inhale. And then back to Samastitihi, exhale. Let's just pause and take a breath. Just notice kind of that energizing effect in your body, just really warmed up at this point. I'm going to move into a short seated sequence and closing. So we'll take a sun salutation to come into seated. As you inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, bow forward. That familiar pattern, just let the breath deepen here. Come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, step back. Inhale, really enjoy that breath into upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling back to downward facing dog. So we're going to jump into seated. One option is you just bring your right shin forward, left shin forward, bring your bottom down and outstretch your legs in front of you. So now we're in seated, and as we transition between seated poses, we'll include a vinyasa between those. So palms reaching down into the ground, let's just broaden the collarbones, sit up nice and tall. If you can, you firm your thighs enough that the heels hover, and wrap the upper arms in, drop the chin to the chest. Take another full breath here. Deeply drawing in below the navel. As you find your next inhale, we'll move into Paschimottanasana. So reaching for the big toes, lengthening, and then exhale, bowing forward over the legs. Any amount. So you can bend your knees, you can keep your legs straight, whatever works, just breathing here. Lengthening the crown of the head towards the toes. Letting the hips move back, the belly draw in, and the spine lengthen forward. Let's take one more full breath and exhale all the way out. Lengthening as you inhale, looking up. Exhale, release the pose and fold the legs in front of you. Roll forward and inhale, lift up, step back. Exhale, lower into chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back into downward facing dog. Good, let's jump through and sit down again. So maybe shins forward, bottom down, legs outstretched. And we'll move right into a seated twist, Marichyasana C. So we'll always move to the right side first, folding the right foot in. So we're going to turn towards the right leg. You can either hug your leg and place your right hand on the floor behind you, look over your right shoulder. Or I like to inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, curl, draw the navel in, reach the left arm across to the right side of the room, and then wrap the left arm around the right leg. Looking over the right shoulder, inhale and exhale here. Let's take one more breath. Just turn your gaze forward as you inhale. Release the twist as you exhale, fold the legs. Inhale, palms to the floor, step back to high plank. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, lift up, broaden the chest, look up, upward dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Again, sit down and outstretch your legs. So shins come forward, bottom down, and legs outstretched. And then we'll do the same pose to the other side. So folding left foot in, and left hand can come behind. You can just hug and rotate, or inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl and reach across. Rotate the palm, wrap the arm, and bind the hands. Looking over the left shoulder, breathing here. Full deep breaths. Let's take one more exhale in Marichyasana C. And then just turn the gaze forward as you inhale. And release the twist as you exhale. Folding the legs in, palms down, step back, inhale to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling back, downward facing dog. We're gonna come into Navasana. So we'll bring the legs forward, the bottom down, and then lift the legs up in front of you. So you can have your knees bent, you can have your legs straight. Either way, breathing here. See if you can hug the legs together, draw in below the navel. Next time you exhale, fold the legs, palms to the floor, maybe press and lift up, inhale, lower down, exhale, come back to Navasana one more time. Drawing in below the navel, smile a little bit, broaden your collarbones. Take another full inhale here. Exhale, fold the legs. Inhale, maybe you press and lift up, slide your legs back, and maybe just into downward dog, maybe plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. So now we're gonna jump through and lie down for our closing sequence. So bring the legs forward, bottom down, outstretch the legs as you inhale, and then roll all the way down onto your back as you exhale. And just pause, resting on your back for a moment. You can take this opportunity and do an additional pose here called pond pose, where you just hug your legs together, move the inner thighs to the floor, the sitting bones to the heels, draw in below the navel. Right, and just feel that sense of alignment and attunement to the midline. And then we'll walk the feet in towards the sitting bones. So we're gonna do 10 full deep breaths, either in bridge pose or wheel pose, upward facing wheel pose. So I'll start in bridge and then I'll transition into upward facing wheel. You can pick whatever works best for you. So use an inhale to press your heels down, move your knees forward and let the hips lift up. You can stay right here with the back of the head and the backs of the shoulders on the floor and breathe. At any point, if you'd like, you can lift all the way up into upward facing wheel with an inhale. Using your legs, moving the pits of the knees towards your toes and knitting the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones together, drawing in below the navel. Let's take another inhale here. And then exhale, just lower all the way down. Pause and rest. Sometimes I like to bring my feet a little bit wide and knees together, maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Just listening for a moment. Listening to the breath, the sound, the sensation, the movement. And then from here, we'll just outstretch the legs. So the vinyasa in the primary series, anytime you're lying on your back, the way you come out of that is chakrasana. We're just gonna do a little modification of that. So just place my hands behind, next to my head, pike my legs up, a little pike up, and then rock up, fold the legs, and step to high plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're gonna sit down for one more posture. It's actually considered a mudra, and it's part of the closing sequence. So you can either sit just cross-legged or half lotus or full lotus, whatever works best for you. Choose something that's comfortable. I'm gonna sit in full lotus. It's relatively comfortable for me. And it's always right foot first and then left foot in Ashtanga. So we'll do Padmasana, which means we'll outstretch the arms, hug the legs together, thumb and pointer finger touch, middle ring and pinky fingers extended. So we'll just start with our root lock, knitting together the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, then drawing in below the navel to contain the belly, dropping the chin to the chest, lifting the armpits and the collarbone, so the upper back, the chest are both really broad, and then just gazing down at the ground between your legs and breathing here. Steady Ujjayi breathing. Take one more breath. Then inhale, release. And exhale, unfold your legs. You can lie down and rest in Shavasana for however long you wish at this point. Namaste. Thank you for your kind attention today.